It's 5 o'clock, and I call to order this special meeting of the Board of Supervisors of Pittsylvania County for its annual reorganizational meeting. Mr. Hunt, could you please call the roll?
Sure. Mr. Ingram.
Present.
Dr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Dudley.
Present.
Mr. Farmer.
Here.
Mr. Davis.
Present.
Mr. Warren.
Here.
And Mr. Scarce, do we have you on the phone participating remotely?
Yes, I'm here.
What's the reason for your remote participation?
I was not feeling up to being there in person.
Okay, and pursuant to state code and our policy, you have to state the address from which you're participating in this meeting. Can you please state it so it'll be entered into the record?
Certainly, I am currently at my home, 2133 Stony Mill Road, Danville, Virginia, 24541.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any additions or revisions to this evening's agenda?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to add to the following, let me start over. I make a motion to add the following to the agenda as item 10B, and that is consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel. Legal Authority, Virginia Code 2.2-3711, 8, subject matter, intergovernmental agreement, legal consultation advice regarding the same.
We have a motion to add item 10B, consultation with the attorney. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second. Sorry.
Mr. Dudley seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Unanimous. And I'll take a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
I move that we approve tonight's agenda with the additional changes that was submitted by Dr. Miller.
And a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Warren and seconded by Mr. Davis to approve this evening's agenda with the addition. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Like sign. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, item 5. At this time, I will accept nominations for chairman of the board for the next 12 months.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we re-elect or reappoint Bob Warren as chairman.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Davis and seconded by Mr. Dudley. Any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Ron Scarce.
Is there a second? Okay, the chair declares that motion fails for lack of a second. Any other nominations? Okay, we're going to close nominations, and I will now call for a vote on Mr. Warren as the chairperson for 2021. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
No.
We have 6-1 with Mr. Ingram voting against. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to Chairman Bob Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Smitherman. Before I move to the next agenda item, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support and your vote of confidence. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I do want to compliment this entire board because I've seen things in the last year from this board from each member that has been extremely pleasing, and that is your commitment and participation in all committees, regardless of whether you were actually appointed to those committees or not. I think that shows a real commitment and concern for the citizens of Pittsylvania County and your desire to represent them in the best way possible. So I certainly compliment you all on that. It made it much easier to be chairman when that's occurring. So I really appreciate that a lot. It seems like everybody was engaged. So when we get to assignments, you know, I almost feel like they become a moot point at this point because everyone has come together and has made the commitment to be here for each one of the committees. But we'll do that a little later. But I do again thank each one of you for your support. We're down to vice chairman nominations and elections. I'll open the floor for nominations.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Ron Skeers as vice chairman. And
Second.
I want to also thank you for the direction that you've helped us get in this county. We're in a better way now than we were a year at this time. So thank you, and my appointment is for Ron. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Dudley. Motion made to nominate Ron Scarce as vice chairman, and Mr. Davis seconded. Do we have any other nominations? Seeing none, we'll close nominations. Any discussion on the nominations? As chairman, I have one. I would like to thank Ron in particular for the way he was willing for us to work together. I said this at the beginning of last year. I will echo it again this year. And I think Ron's on the phone. We'll let him say his own comments, but Ron and I took this thing and we worked hand in hand every day. I think there was very few days we didn't talk and converse about the county, the direction of the county, and where we were headed. And it was a pleasure working with him, and I look forward to working with him in 2021. I find Ron to be an individual with passion and with high integrity, so I look forward to working with him. Okay, there'll be no other nominations. All in favor of Ron Scarce, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Mr. Scarce, do you have any comments before we move on, sir?
Yes, sir. I'd just like to thank everyone for their vote and for their confidence. I believe we've been going in the right direction, and I appointed our chairman as the biggest reason for that, and I've been glad, happy to help him in any way, and I appreciate the teamwork that the full board has put in, and I know we've put in the county in a better spot, and I think the future is going to be bright with even with all the shortfalls we've had with the pandemic and other issues that we're going to have to work through, but I know we've got a great team to do that, so I thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Scarce.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll move down to item 7, board bylaw adoption. Mr. Hunt, you got anything to say about this?
No, sir. There are no changes. I will just inform the board that in the very near future, we probably will have an amendment because we have listed in there that we're still meeting in the general district courtroom. As we know, we're moving into a new modern meeting facility, so when that time comes, we will amend it to reflect that new meeting location. But right now, my recommendation is to approve them as presented.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion.
Motion made by Dr. Miller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Ingram. All right. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We're down to 8A, 2021 meeting schedule adoption. Or do we have any changes other than we're gonna meet the third Tuesday of each month?
No, sir, same schedule.
Same schedule, okay? All right, gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion we keep the same schedule on item 8A, meeting schedule adoption 2021.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Davis, seconded by Mr. Ingram. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Okay, seeing none. All in agreement, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, we're down to chairman appointments. And here we go, folks. Finance and Insurance Committee, Chairman Ron Scares, Dr. Charles Miller, Joe Davis, Tim Dudley. Personnel Committee, Chairman Joe Davis, Tim Dudley, Ron Scares. Property Building Committee, Chairman Joe Davis, Ben Farmer, Dr. Charles Miller. Legislative Committee, Dr. Charles Miller, Chairman, Ron Scares, Joe Davis. Solid Waste Committee, Bob Warren, Chairman, Tim Dudley, Ben Farmer. Computer, Radio, Telecommunications, Chairman Ben Farmer, Ron Scares, Tim Dudley. School Board Liaison, Chairman Vic Ingram, Ben Farmer, Dr. Charles Miller. Economic Development, Chairman Bob Warren, Ron Scares, Tim Dudley. Danville, Pittsylvania County Regional Industrial Facilities Authority. This is the new year starting, new cycle starting, so Bob Warren for the 4-year term, Ron Scares for a 4-year term, and Vic Ingram alternate. Stanton River Regional Industrial Facilities Authority, Tim Dudley primary, Ben Farmer secondary, Dr. Charles Miller alternate. Pittsylvania County Planning Commission, Tim Dudley. Virginia Association of Counties, Bob Warren. Metropolitan Planning Organization, Ron Scares, Charles Miller. Alternate, Bob Warren. SARA Title III, Ron Scares, County Administrator. Pittsylvania County Social Services Board, Dr. Charles Miller. Roanoke River Basin Association, Dr. Charles Miller. Dan River Business Development, Mr. Joe Davis. West Piedmont Planning, Vic Ingram, Ron Scares. Fire Rescue Emergency Medical Advisory Committee, Ron Scares. Local Elected Official, Bob Warren. Tri-County Lake Administrative Commission, Ben Farmer. Community Policy Management Team, Ron Scares. Pittsylvania County Community Action Agency, Dr. Charles Miller. And as I said earlier, I think this, with this particular board and how they're engaged, I think it's just kind of a moot point because everybody shows up and participates, and certainly everybody's participation and opinions matter, and we appreciate that they do that. All right, we're down to 10, closed session.
I'll read this, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
We have 2 closed sessions this afternoon. There's 10A and 10B. They're both consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel. Legal authority, Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3711A8, subject matter, Department of Health legal issue and intergovernmental agreement will be 10B. Purpose, legal consultation and advice regarding the same. Those are your two closed session items for this evening. We need a motion, a second, any discussion, and a vote, please.
Do I have a motion that we enter closed session?
I make that motion, we go into closed session at this time.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion made by Mr. Dudley, seconded by Mr. Davis. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Are we gonna relocate to the other